And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We are recording now live till 5, and then we'll post it up on YouTube, so you can come by later and do a call letter search for KC9VKV. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page, where we're now featuring about 1,150 Qso-Vlog Airchecks. Also this afternoon, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia, trying to get a better copy on our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also on this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. We do use a lot of rotary selectors in our shack, mainly because there's nothing faster than a rotary switch for comparing multiple signals. Also today, we're running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube Qso-Vlog video. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GCL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Charlie, got a copy? Yes, Jim, I do, but I'm not on my regular antenna. I'm on my quad. Pardon me, I'm on my cloud warmer, 3 elements, only shooting straight up in the air because my director broke the lower part of my diamond-shaped director, the 40-meter director on the 3-element beam, broke and was dangling. With some help, I got a huge ladder almost in place. So I've got to do more work. So I'm on my cloud warmer. I'm copying you direct Q5, not as strong as I would on the quad, but it's up to about 79, 80 degrees out, and mostly sunny, Jim. Go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I'm copying you on the Milford PA SDR, and I am copying you hotter than I normally would, and I guess that's because the cloud warmer is coming down right at the Milford distance. So it's you are about 15 over on Milford, Roger.
15 over on Milford, Roger. Roger. Yeah, I did talk to AX4WC Aeronautical Mobile yesterday, but also a few days ago he was flying from Sacramento, the capital of California, to Philadelphia there, and I talked to him 80% of the time from Salt Lake City to almost over downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There was a lot of sporadic E that day, but here he is in northeast Indiana. I got a little bit of him in northeast Indiana. He, at this time, was at 35,000 feet. The temperature was minus 48 Celsius, or about 60 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. And he was moving over the ground at about, with a tailwind of just under 600 miles per hour. And here he is. Yep,
just northwest of Fort Wayne, Indiana, over. And we're just over Fort Wayne, Indiana at the moment, and you're on with K1GZL.
Okay, I don't know how you copied that. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Charlie, well, that's the best one yet. Very articulated, easily understood. Yeah, and he was coming through the better state, Indiana. I have to brag on my state, but he really did sound excellente, Charlie.
Yeah, that was amazing. By the way, you're down to S4 to 5 direct. S4 to 5, but I'm actually, I can't transmit on it, but I can receive, and I am getting a little better on the messed up 40-meter 3-element wire quad. So, outside of that, everything is okay, and it's an awful lot of bugs out here, a lot of black flies. They are a real pain this time of the year, and you've got to be dressed up. You've got to be dressed up or you're going to get bitten. A lot of people around here are being bitten by mosquitoes, but I haven't had much of mosquito trouble here. It's black flies. However, I think as we get to the end of this month and the first week or so of July, that'll be it, and we won't have much of a bug problem the rest of the summer. So everything is progressing. The leaves are about 2/3 out now, 2/3 out on the trees. Jim, go ahead.
Roger, Charlie. Just wanted to ask you how your kind of in-house situation is for the virus situation. How's it going in your area, Roger?
There isn't too much of it. I've been hanging around home quite a bit. I myself do not have transportation at the moment because my transmission is shot. I have a 1995 Ford F-150, and it's given me great service, but the transmission is shot, and I can't afford it right now to get that fixed. I can go forward. Oh yeah, I can drive forward like nothing, but I cannot back up. So I have to rely on help to do everything. Now up here, our stores, we're not really having too much of a problem. There have not been too many cases reported of the virus. However, the testing is a lot less than we would like up here. The testing is really lacking something awful, Jim. And I'm just hoping that they can get better testing, because more testing is going to show up more cases. I believe that New Hampshire has something like 4,800 cases of COVID-19, about 4,800 cases in the state that are known of, but maybe a lot more that are systematic, where people are carrying the thing and don't know they're carrying. So we have to be very, very careful on what happens. But so far, we've been very fortunate up here. We do not have any lines getting into any stores, and there's very little restriction. You can get most of the meat you want. The bread, there was a time a couple of months ago where you were limited on the bread that you buy, but there's none of that now. The milk supply is good, and I'm not seeing too many problems. However, there's always a question mark, Mike, and we have to be awfully careful. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger that. Well, it's hard to tell what's going to come in demand all of a sudden. Like 1 hour it's toilet paper and all that, and then the next it's hamburger or whatever. So there's probably always going to be shortages, but hopefully they're short-lived. And our excellent manufacturers are able to keep up with demand, Roger?
To keep up with demand, Roger.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. The hotel business up this way, they're allowing now, as of today, they're allowing 50% occupancy, up to 50% occupancy. My friend Dave works at a hotel that has been shut down to customers until today, and I don't know. I'm feeling that not that many people are really going to attend until they're more sure of exactly what is happening. So it's something that bears complete watching, Mike, all the way around. Okay, I had a contact with Ian yesterday and today in Australia, and he gave me 15 to 20 over on this cloud warmer yesterday and 10 over this morning. He was good copy, but not as strong as I normally copy him when I'm on the quad. But this cloud warmer, for some reason, gets into Puerto Rico and the Caribbean very well, and also into Europe. Why it gets into Europe, I don't know, but it does get over there occasionally. Okay, Mike, I know there are a lot of people that would like to work you, so I'll catch you next Friday. Hopefully I'll have this quad fixed. The only thing is, when I get up the ladder, it looks like I'm going to have to do a lot of stretching to reach over to where the bottom of the quad, where it broke, is. I have to go up there now and take a look and see where exactly it broke. I did rescue the end of it, and I will, after I do some splicing, we'll get it up there. But I got to find out exactly what I have to do to resurrect it. So it's a lot of very, very careful manipulation, and if you don't do it right, I'm welcome, cloud warmer. I'll stay on this, but I think I can solve it. So, Mike, I want to thank you very much for your patience picking me up, and we'll try to catch you next Friday, and I certainly hope that you will stay healthy, and all those in your family will also be very healthy there, Mike. KC9VKV, K1GZL on the cloud warmer.
Roger, Charlie. Well, let me say threes to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by, as always, and getting us going and keeping us informed about what's happening on the band. Again, that recording of your aeronautical mobile transmissions were just absolutely perfect. Definitely keep those in the treasure chest of recorded contacts. Threes to you, Charlie. Catch you later. It's KC9VKV, and a reminder, this is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, and I'm better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days, so when you go to YouTube, just call it or search for KC9VKV. That's Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, and that will take you to our Qso-Vlog page. And on that page, you'll be looking for one Qso-Vlog entitled My Group Aircheck 6520. My Group Aircheck 6520. This is a KC9VKV, and we are listening.
And we are listening.
Did copy about 2 stations in there, but very, very weak stations. Try it again. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net.
The Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. And we are copying the mail from up around
up in Canada all the way down to Miami. So if you're somewhere between there and around the east coast of the country, give me a shout. We are standing by. Last week we had just a terrible lightning storm up around Milford, PA, which is one of our best SDR links. And we had some good copies up there, but we're getting lightning strikes that were 10 and 12 over. So just, that lightning must have been just right over Milford, so loud. And what it would do would be just suck down the audio. Most of those SDRs do run in AGC, and so when the lightning strike was that intense, it would just put the gain right down to minus 30 or something instead of at least zero level. So it would punch holes in the conversation, so to speak. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network, and we earlier this month, or last month actually as it was now, had a segment of UHF VHF Yagi antennas part 1 in our Adventures in Radioland. So now we have Adventures in Radioland UHF VHF Yagi antennas part 2. Welcome to part 2 of the UHF VHF Yagi antennas. Part 1 of this series covered the building and maintenance of Yagi antennas. This segment will be about the operational side. First, Yagis do two things: reduce receiver signal noise and reduce receiver signal interference. So let me cut right to the chase. I love the challenges of long-distance VHF communications. There's a magic that happens at about 50 miles out from one's location, where the VHF signal bends down and starts following the contour of the Earth. You'll seldom find UHF frequencies doing this. My motto regards UHF is twice the power to go half as far. Now, I have experienced UHF magic, but I think about only once. And this had to do with a UHF repeater I ran across that was just screaming hot at 150 miles distance, and I looked up several UHF repeaters in the same general area and several UHF repeaters between here and there, but it was just this one that for whatever reason was just screaming hot 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for almost 2 solid weeks. Needless to say, I made a lot of new friends during that time. These new friends were as mystified as I about how this repeater could be acting as it was. But anyway, there you have my UHF story. Let's get back to VHF. So VHF Yagis let you extend your targeting capabilities down through the countryside. I mainly used my VHF operation to make new friends by acquiring distant repeater communications in the 200 to 400 mile range. So let's talk about targeting. That is to say, one must decide what signal they're looking for. When I started my VHF exploring, I decided to go southeast. I picked this direction for 2 reasons. First, it was one of my best shots geographically. I'm up at the 300-foot bluff in the Knobs, and they wrap around from the north through to the west, so VHF does not work well through mountains. The second reason I chose to explore VHF southeast was because I have always had a fascination for the mountain area and the people down around that area in northeastern Tennessee and Kentucky. So when I first started out building Yagis, 50 to 60 miles was a major trip. In that regards, there was this little repeater in the community called Bardstown, Kentucky, about 50 miles away. Well, I became pretty much a regular on that repeater, and after a while I started to notice I seemed to be keying up a second weaker repeater when I was working Bardstown. The Bardstown repeater was using a PL tone, so I cranked in the same frequency on my 2900 minus the PO tone. So now I was transmitting right over the top of Bardstown, and the second mystery repeater started coming back to me. Where was my signal going now? I finally very timidly asked if anyone could identify this repeater, and shortly a voice came back. This is the La Follette, Tennessee repeater on Cross Mountain. I was hooked big time on VHF after that. That transmission was about 240 miles. I've since talked to many other locations down through that area, including 9 times to Mount Mitchell in North Carolina, a distance of over 400 miles. So that is just some of the capabilities of VHF. We have a part 3 that will probably be coming next week or so. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. And this afternoon we are copying the mail with our 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed east and west and one north and south. And they do come in on a 3-position rotary switch. And that 3rd position is to be able to co-phase those 2 antennas. Now, you would usually think about co-phasing 2 antennas that are pointed in the same direction, but since the mag loops, vertical mag loops, large ones, are so diverse in their directionality, I can combine these 2 and many times pick up 3 to 4 dB additional gain by co-phasing. So and we did do some extensive tests as far as using the vertical magnetic loops in the transmit configuration, but even at best I was getting a tie at 600 miles with my dipole antenna. Seldom was the mag loops hotter than my dipole, so I just decided that I would use the vertical magnetic loops on the receive and just stick to the transmission using my dipole, and it's worked out fairly well since then. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. We are recording now, live till 5. So if you have a radio that you want to hear the audio, give me a shout, and we are recording.
If you want to hear the audio, give me a shout, and we are recording.
There's somebody calling Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, but you're only about a couple of dB over my local noise level. Let me look around on some of the SDRs and see if I get a better signal.
The name here is Joe, Julia Asper Echo.
Hi, Joe. I've got you there just barely coming and going. Give me your call sign slowly, phonetically, please, sir.
Your call sign slowly, phonetically, please, sir.
Gosh, Joe, I can hear you back in there, but I can't pull you out quite. Where are you located? What's your location, sir?
What's your location, sir?
Yeah, Joe, if you can copy me, what's your location?
Yeah, Joe, if you can copy me, what's your location? Location's upstate New York. And I think it's a WA3. I think it's RSL. Go ahead.
Okay, Joe, I copied WA3. Is that the your total call sign?
WA3, is that your total call sign?
Yeah, Joe. Well, we got some QRMers in there. By gosh, we are so lucky today to have QRMers. You know, you just wonder why QRMers exist. They're definitely sociopaths. And, well, QRMer, I have chosen to listen to you again today. I can see that you're hiding out in your little room, acting out your little secret fantasies, your uncontrollable desire to be in control. But I know that you know QRMing is a negative reaction to past life experiences. And now QRMing has become a habit because it hasn't cost you anything yet. But your luck will run out. You will be found out because, well, you know, that's the way it is. You'll be found out and everyone will know that you're the QRMer. You're not the nice guy everybody thinks you are. QRMer, hear my words. Your day of reckoning is near. Your life will be ruined when you ultimately have to pay your due to society. But you have a chance now to walk away from this dangerous, almost uncontrollable urge to control and disrupt. You have the power to help yourself by recognizing this inward hurt manifesting in an outward attempt to seek relief through the satisfaction of hurting others. You must realize what's been done in your life is done. You have to rise above the past and seek control of your future. Rise up and start a new you, a better you, a positive you, through God's help. Amen, brother.
God's help. Amen, brother.
This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. My name is Jim. Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor. We are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
We did have contact slightly in New York. We were copying New York just a little bit. Gentlemen in New York, come back and try it again, see if I can get a handle on your call.
Even you are down to about an S3 now. You're about S3 now, Jim. It's getting tight. I will talk to you another time, Jim. I will get a hold of you another time. QSL?
Roger, Joe. What's the call sign before you go?
Roger, Joe. What's the call sign before you go? K2IRK. Or QRC. Bye-bye.
Roger, Joe. 3's that way, so we'll try it when we have better conditions. You know, Mother Nature, you never can tell. Sometimes she just is so giving, you know, just unbelievable, perfect conditions. And then sometimes she has a side to her that's, well, she makes statements that, you know, sometimes we don't like when she doesn't give us any conditions to work on. You know, she just gets real stingy, and you just don't have a chance because she's just cut the signal off. But that's the way it goes. I guess that's what makes things interesting as far as amateur radio, because you just can't say that what it's going to be, because it's an unknown factor. Whenever you go on the air, you just don't know if it's going to be a good day or a bad day. So there's an old expression: you pays your money and takes your chances. And well, some days it pays off, some days it doesn't. But that's the thing about the hobby. You just have to take the good along with the bad. KC9VKV, Friday afternoon, Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Good afternoon, Jim.
Somebody calling Jim. Go ahead.
Roger.
Kilowatt Bravo 5, Uniform Whiskey Kilo.
In Raleigh, North Carolina, Roger.
Station in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm copying you now. What is the call sign up that way?
Call sign is Kilowatt 4, Hotel Echo Whiskey, K4HEW, Roger.
Roger, HEW. What's going on this afternoon?
Hey, Jim, I just heard you. I finally remembered to...
This afternoon.
Hi, Jim, I just heard you. I finally remembered to check in and just say howdy.
I'm operating out of a motorhome on the 7300, and left things set up where they were set last week. +3 on the high end and a 0 out on the low end, and let Mother Nature do what it will, what she will. Mother Nature giveth and Mother Nature taketh away as well, but we'll be happy with whatever we got, Roger.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You have to take the good along with the bad, and that 7300 is probably the best of the good, Roger.
That 7300 is probably the best of the good, Roger. I think so. I did hear a fellow ham on 40 meters yesterday with 300. He had bought, what is it,
Something's funny. It did not sound any better.
It did not sound any better than with the stock mic. I was just amazed at that.
Oh, Roger. Well, they did a great deal of work on getting that stock mic. It's so unusual that a stock mic will sound as good as that 7300 stock mic. And again, for somebody to equal that stock hand mic, they're going to spend at least $250 or so.
They're going to spend at least $250 or so.
I agree. I think you're right. It's just not worth it. I put a windsock over mine and made it fit, and it gives you something to hold on to as well. I kind of like that. But a lot of good comments on it, Roger.
Oh, yes, sir. Now, tell me, did you put a little piece of masking tape on the right side of that mic? That's the only thing that I found when I was running the 7300. I used the foam windscreen on it, and then I had to mark the A side of the microphone with a piece of masking tape down that hung below the foam windscreen, so I could tell that I was talking into the right end of the microphone.
I could tell I was talking into the right end of the microphone. No, I took care of that. I carved out the side with the mic button, and the push-to-talk button was on the left side, so I just carved that out. And I haven't made that mistake yet. My mistake is I grabbed my little 2-meter microphone and I've also fitted with a windsock, windscreen, foam windscreen, and I've also carved it out. So I really got to look and see which one I'm grabbing.
Roger that. Well, now tell me the antenna that you're using on your motorhome. What antenna is that?
Now tell me the antenna that you're using on your motorhome. What antenna is that? The antenna here is just a quarter wave vertical dipole. Quarter wave vertical, and it's the Eagle 1, manufactured up in Ohio by WHAS. FSX, I believe it is. That's their makes these. They extend up 32-inch sections, and there's about 8 or 9 sections. One goes all the way up. It's 6 centimeter, about 32 feet above the top of the ladder on the back of the motorhome, so I get some extra height that way. I'm about 10 feet up to the top of that ladder. So, and the ladder is grounded to the chassis, so I just ground the antenna to that ladder, and essentially the framework of the motorhome becomes the chassis of the motorhome becomes the counterpoise or the ground plane for the antenna, and it seems to work pretty well.
Oh, yeah. So what is your vertical height on that antenna?
Oh, yeah. So what is
your vertical heights on that antenna? The top of it right now is about 32 feet, plus the 10 feet that the ladder gives it. So I expect it's right about 40 feet up in the air. Roger. Oh, I've got somebody pulling up to the house now. I got a OQRT here, Jim.
Roger, roger, sir. Well, listen, thanks for checking in. Sounding beautiful from North Carolina. 3's up that way, sir.
Thanks for checking in. Sounding beautiful from North Carolina. 3's up that way, sir. 7-3's. We'll do it again. This is K4ATW, clear with K9 Kilo. 7-3's, right?
Roger, 3's that way. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog network. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
I heard another station back in there on my local antenna. Station, come back with your call sign again, slowly, phonetically, please.
Phonetically, please.
The station calling, you're about a couple of dB over my noise level. You are just about a couple of dB over my noise level, and so I can't quite pull you out. I can hear you back in there, but there is a QRMer back in there too, and so marginal stations, unfortunately, you're being QRM'd, and it's just a pity that we do have those that are QRMers. I don't know exactly what they get out of that. It's just hard to tell, but they do, seem to be able to get their kicks that way. Here's a thought to consider for my QRMer. What if I were you and you were I? Listen to me, brother. At least try. You don't know me, but yet you attack me. I've done nothing to you, so why? Think about it. It is not me to blame for this attack, but you. So I must represent something you distaste. But what could that be? Do my words cause you hate? Does my voice cause you pain? Think about it, brother. It is not me, it's your rage that's to blame. You must get yourself under control, because if it's me you attack today, who will it be tomorrow? Some kid in the park? Yes, that would be your style. Attack some kid in the park in the dark, because it doesn't matter to you. Just anyone will do. Your rage and hate will seal your fate. I would seek help if I were you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Vlog network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Hey, KC9VKV, very poetic, from AC4KW. Don't need to check out, as you've already done that with me in the past, but I just wanted to say good afternoon to you, and that poetry sure will last. AC4KW.
Roger, what's the name there, sir?
Roger, what's the name there, sir?
The name here is Angel, Alpha November Golf Echo Lima, Charleston, South Carolina.
Roger, and that call AC1KW, was that it?
Roger, and that call AC1KW, was that it?
Alpha Charlie number 4 Kilo Whiskey, alternating current, 4 kilowatt.
I got you there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the check by. And again, we are recording as always. So if you did want to check out your audio, if you would go to YouTube and do a call letter search, well, you've been there. Call letter search KC9VKV, and that will take you to a Qso-Vlog page. And this date is the record sequence. It's named My Group Aircheck 6520. My Group Aircheck 6520. Roger.
6520. My Group Aircheck 6520. Roger.
Roger. Thanks so much, Mr. James. Take care. Have a great afternoon. And we'll be listening. If you need a hand, let us know. AC4KW.
Roger, I'll do that, sir, and thanks for dropping by and saying hello. Appreciate that. Sounding beautiful, as always, from the South Carolina, that is. Threes. This is KC9VKV in the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. Recording now, live till 5 and listening.
Qso-Vlog net. Recording now, live till 5 and listening.
Station calling, gosh, I think I could help you a little bit. You know, your audio needs just a little bit of EQ, maybe a couple of clicks on the top end EQ. But before we do that, can you give me your call sign slowly, phonetically? Come up on that mic and let me hear you.
Slowly, phonetically. Come up on that mic and let me hear you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I've only got a couple of clicks above my noise level. I've only got you a couple of dB above my noise level, and I do have this QRMer that's, you know, in the miscellaneous column, but just enough to cause you a problem, sir. So I apologize for the QRMer. It's unfortunate that, you know, he is a sociopath. And doesn't have the ability to actually speak himself intelligently, but just finds the necessity for trying to QRM other folks.
Necessity for trying to QRM other folks.
We are running 4 SDRs this afternoon. We're running Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Arlington. And so if you have a radio that you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
I hear a couple of stations back in there, but you're just, you know, you're only about a couple of dB above my noise level, and my QRMer is right there in the miscellaneous column, so it makes it tough. But give it a try. Mother Nature will prevail.
89. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you for your patience there, Jim. Let's see. This is K3 NIE Kilo 3 November India Echo, K3NIE here, Jim. Handle is Bob, Bravo, Oscar Bravo, and we are operating remote, transmitting from New York State, and we are in the city of Philadelphia, Central City, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Jim. You're doing great in here. You're S9 Plus. Go ahead, Jim.
Roger, K3NIE. Now, where exactly is the transmitter coming from? I can get my SDR headed in that direction, so I know you're transmitting remote, but where is the actual transmission coming from?
Roger, Jim. It's near Poughkeepsie, New York. It's near Poughkeepsie, New York.
Roger, copy of Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm copying you. You would think I would be able to get a better copy on the Rochester SDR, but no. Milford is coming through as a better choice for SDR receiver. Roger, Roger.
As a better choice for SDR receiver. Roger, Roger.
Okay, well, it's basically the station itself. It's a remote station. But through the organization called Remote Ham Radio, and we had a QSO several months back. I looked at the log, Jim, but I was hoping just to get an audio report there from you. When we talked to you last time, we were having some difficulties, and You gave me some very good pointers. We went out and got another microphone. We think it's the sound card in our computer, so we got a USB mic here, Jim. I'll keep it short and turn it back to you, Jim.
Well, Roger, I'm copying you much better now. Mother Nature is working. You need a little more top end. Your intelligibility level needs to be emphasized through articulation, which is top end EQ. I'm not sure what radio you're running for transmit, but if you could come up about at your next available chance to get to your base station, come up about 3 clicks on the top end. That would help your articulation a great deal, Roger.
Okay, very good. Yes, well, the base station, it's owned and operated by the organization called remotehamradio.com. It very well could be my microphone. It could be just my laptop that I'm running through here. Just going back and forth and trying the best combination to work. But what got me going was the report there several months ago. So I'll take a listen to it there. I guess there's that YouTube identifier you have, and I certainly do appreciate your comments here, Jim. Over to you.
Roger, what's the name there, please?
Oh, Roger. Okay, Bob. B-O-B, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo.
Roger, Bob. Well, the thing is that the further you get from the transmitter, the more stuff you have to pass through, the more inclined things are to get leveled off, in the upper registers anyway. So there's a lot of ways to skin a cat. If you have a dedicated place that you're operating from, you could always go to a preamp. You get away from the normal mics for the computer. Get yourself a nice condenser mic and use a little preamp there to give you a little voltage for that condenser mic. And then after you get your audio level up to high level, then you could use a 10-band EQ before you get to the computer to tailor that audio to exactly what you need to happen, and then go, line in to your computer. Roger?
Okay, Roger. There, Jim. What was that last piece of equipment you referenced? Was that a 10 BQ? Go ahead.
Oh, 10-band EQ, a third octave equalizer. 10-band EQ, and that way you can tailor your audio response exactly to what you need to and not rely on the computer to do anything but just the bare minimum that it has to do, and you can shape your audio curve exactly the way you want it going into your computer.
All right, Roger, thank you. I'm going to do a little bit of research on that, and certainly control. We have obviously 0 control now. The distance from the microphone. Thank you very much, Jim.
Roger, Bob. I wish I had a little bit better copy on you in general, but the more articulated that we can make our audio, the better we're going to be in adverse situations. If everything were perfect, then we wouldn't have to be so concerned about the articulation of our audio. But unfortunately, in ham radio, how quickly things can get nasty, not nasty, but I mean dirty or involved as far as noise usually. And when you're on the bottom side of the noise equation, the more articulated your audio, the easier folks are going to be able to understand what you're saying. Now, they might be able to hear you if when you're at the equal level with the noise level. They might be able to hear you, but it would be very difficult to understand the words that you're saying unless you're running a very articulated EQ. Roger?
Roger, welcome. Thank you very again. Let's go out there and do some research. Yeah, we know we sacrifice the internet, but we're constrained here in Philadelphia. In a high-rise building, and we found a pound outdoor antenna, of course. Thank you, Jim. Say 73. You have a YouTube
Roger, Roger, Bob. And I'll just mention one name, one item that you might, if you do decide to use a condenser microphone, ART preamp. ART preamp makes some really nice little small preamps that furnish you the phantom voltage for your condenser microphone. They also furnish you some limiting to fatten your signal, which would be very beneficial going into your computer, in front of your computer audio, because you may not have a lot of headroom in that computer. So if you do some compression limiting ahead of going into your computer, it will help you a great deal as far as not stressing the audio circuitry of the computer as such, and doing some compression limiting outboard going into there. And that is ART preamp. They're like about $50, $60, very, very reasonable. Do just a great job. Have XLR inputs, so they'll take most any microphone input and furnish the phantom volts for the condenser mic, and like I say, do some limiting compression. Or not. You have an in-out switch for that capability, the compression limiting. So threes to you there, Bob, and thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that, and maybe we can get together next Friday and have better conditions. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Roger, thank you, Jim. KC9VKV.
Alrighty, listening to Milford, PA, SDR. Probably Milford is one of the two greatest SDRs in the country. It just is a very beautiful SDR operation, very sensitive, great antennas. I choose my SDRs fairly simply because I want an SDR that is up to snuff and doing its best job as possible. So usually when Skip starts to roll, I'll start going through the SDRs and find the one that's hearing everything, because that's the one that I want to be listening to. And I've done that pretty much with my 4 that I'm running now. They do a great job. As best as possible, in lieu of not, being able to use my own antenna by fact of not having a heavy enough signal. So I just go where the best signals are. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Qso-Vlog net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Well, I do have a sad sack QRMer in there, I swear. That guy is, he's giving me about 2 clicks, about 2 dB above my noise level, but, that unfortunately, that's, most folks are coming in at about that level. I think we've probably set up, well, we're right now at 1150 recorded Qso-Vlogs, 1150 recorded Qso-Vlog. So in that regards, we probably set up 200 7300s, 250, 7300, somewhere in there, and maybe 75 or 80 7610s. And, folks, we're glad to help, but they don't come back. I mean, once it's like a little birdie in the hand. Once you fix their wings, they fly off and, have a happy life, which is, what they should. But, every once in a while you can come back and say hello and, let me know where my EQs have gone and been and who's been talking to you. I always enjoy, hearing folks' tales of woe and tales of how well things are going too, because they're all one picture in ham radio. You have the downer side sometimes, and then you have the upper side, and that's what the hobby's all about, is the experience of the hobby. This is KC9VKV. And I hear nothing, so there's nobody out there, so there's nothing I can do. So I think I'm going to say 3s and cut off early today. There's no sense in, if there's nobody that needs any help today, I have things to do. So I'll say 3 Sol and catch you later. It's KC9VKV. Be clear.